the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me the don't be I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me the don't be
What's up, grinders? It's Friday. Mound up. What a friggin' week. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Shout out to the VIPs. The grind is coming on in on a Friday. I got some news for you. Breaking news as soon as I hit live. Craziness. Welcome, Ice Queen Gaming, being a VIP grinder. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The VIPs are rolling on in. Shout out to the VIP. Shout out to Buck Rogers, Nick, VIP Rat, Gamer of Light, VIP. How you doing, Sergeant Amanda, Ice Queen, renewing there. Thank you so much. Our in-house goggler himself, True Virgil, still hanging out there on the VIP list. True Virgil hanging in there. Shout out to you, True. How you doing? Coming on, Toolman. What's up? How you doing, Yeevis? What's up, Taryn? How you doing, JX Gamer? What's up, man? How you doing, The Blaze? William Wild Beast. Stutz Monkey. Tell us. Breaking news. Dan S. VIP Grinder in the house. How you doing? Shout out. No, what? What? True, you're not staying there. You're not taking off that spot, True Virgil. You're not coming off that thing. You got another VIP. James Williams, what's up? Toolman, the tools are here. Virtual Dan, how you doing? Leech, how you doing? VIPs coming on in. Flex those emojis. Herman Holtz emojis. We got him in there. We know that's what he looks up. There we go. We got the flutes. Headlocks. I can't come home. Nah. It's not the same house anymore. with this breaking news. Hit that like button, grinders. We're almost at 100 people. Let's go. I can't believe what just happened. Actually, I just can't believe what just happened here. Breaking news at 2 p.m. just happened. Nothing to do with the FTC. Nothing to do with all this shenanigans. This is something that is just seems to be a nature of the beast, if I might add. Something along those lines. Just seems, again, things are a-changing over there. Over at Xbox. It's not even the same house anymore. Breaking news. Ready? If you're ready, hit that like button. I got to see these likes go up for this breaking news because I don't know if anybody caught it yet because it just happened at 2 o'clock. 5 minutes ago. Insane. Now, a lot of you may not care about it. I'm not going to hype it up and be like, this is incredible news that's going to change anything. It's nothing to do with Sony. It's to do with Microsoft, obviously. But it's just a thing, right? Just a thing that's, a thing going on. And, I think, you want to hear the breaking news? You want to hear the breaking news? Let's go, Grind. We got 100 people in here. Let's hit that breaking news. Oh, Gio knows. Yeah, I think that's that Halo news. No, that's not it. That's not it. We got the friends and family on the list of the things I just wanted to cover. Again, this is going to be like kind of just going down the Twitter of the week, a crazy week going on here, Grinders. Nobody has gotten the news yet in the chat. Nobody's gotten the news yet in chat. Leech flexing those emojis. You want to be a VIP? Hit those emojis. Let's shout out to the VIPs. Let's go over there. Partying with Mr. Herman Holtz while we're waiting. Here they are. Oh, yeah. I think I got to add one more person to that list. Frankenstein has to be added to there. I gotta add Frankenstein. But yes, look at the wall. The wall's huge! Huge! Wow. You want to hear the news? VIPs, shout out to you. True hanging out in there. There's True Virgil. There he is. Shout out True Virgil. Get him out of the way, True. Hanging in there. Got another month of VIP. But shout out to everybody over there. VIP grinders in the grindhouse. Shout out to all you hanging out in there. So, what is this news? All right. Anonymous Boss. Damn, I got to add him. I thought I added you, Anonymous Boss. I remember adding you to that thing. Let me see. I thought I had you here. All right. Well, we'll have to get back there. I'll add an. Actually, you know what? We'll add you live. I'm doing the work. You understand? It's a lot of management here with the. They are. He's added. There it is. There you go. Now this boss, you're on there. We got you. Thanks for reminding me on that thing. So what is the news? Well, anyway, I'm not hyping up this news. I know I need a grinds rotator for I need something. I need something here. I need something going on here. It's a lot of manual work, but you know what? It's worth it because you guys put all the support in the channel, flexing those emojis, make it fun. VIPs, it's worth it. For me to take the time out and find everybody's name and type it in there, you're worth it for all the support you give to the channel. I want to thank everybody again. It's worth that extra typing in and making sure everybody gets in there. So, yeah, so the breaking news that just happened, again, this wasn't even part of the conversation. It's so weird that I have it on the thumbnail. But breaking news, are we ready? Drum roll. Like, this is pretty wild here. Nature of the beast. I don't even think I even have a drum roll on my, but it's an end of an era. End of an era. Here it is. Breaking news happened at 2 o'clock. Oh my goodness. What is it? End of an era. Major Nelson, Larry Hryb, is leaving Microsoft.
End of the line.
Wow. I couldn't believe it. So Larry Hryb, Major Nelson. He's worked on the next chapters of his career. He takes a moment to thank everything that he has done. Xbox teams are trusting me to direct the dialogue with our customers. The future is bright for Xbox, and as a game, I'm excited. See you online. The official Xbox podcast is taking a hiatus this summer and will come back in a new format.
End of the line.
So there it is. Larry Hryb, Major Nelson is leaving Microsoft. White gloves and all. Oh boy. The original, the OG Mickey Mouse.
Oh no.
The original Mickey Mouse. Yeah. So, wow. End of an era. Major Nelson is gone. Greenberg is next. Ant Method says, you know, the one thing I have to say, so, I can't believe it, dude. I'm like, whoa. What has he done, right, Nick? Like, really? Yeah, what has he done? He's done the Major Nelson podcast. Like, I think he started the whole thing of these Xbox podcast things. Like, it started with him. He started that. It was him and Game Attack Radio. I remember I listened to all those. And, crazy. I can't believe it, dude. Yeah, I think Jeff Rubenstein probably take over. Rebecca taking over. Yeah, probably. They'll take over. But I really haven't even watched that show. It turned into such a propaganda show, like it always was. But like it just got into. Yeah, it just got into. Like it was like a commercial. It was like watching the Home Shopping Network for Xbox when you got on there. Like they love all the games, this thing. They were never critical of anything. It was just PR stuff. Then he even hosted, remember he was hosting Inside Xbox? Like that was his thing. They had a whole studio for Inside Xbox. But I do have to say one thing though with Major Nelson and Larry, like he was primarily console. Like it was more, he never got into the whole playing on PCs and all that other stuff and phones. Like it was always the console stuff for him because that's what he came on. He was an Xbox. Like it was Xbox. But times have changed. White Glove Showcase, remember? Yeah, remember Inside Xbox was all hosted by him. Like that was like his new venture because he always wanted to be in radio and podcasting and all this other stuff, and that was like his show. He did Inside Xbox. He did the other shows that they had on the Daily Show that they had on the thing. But he's leaving. With dialogue, putting out the empty promises. And none of his boys with the 5. He goes, I came looking for my booty.
I came looking for booty. I came looking for booty.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. He's been there for 20 years. And he was like, what was his title here? He was their social media influencer. That's pretty big, dude. I have to say, like, that is like one of their social mediaites. Obviously, I think he was replaced with Phil Spencer and stuff, but man, I would never forget how bitter he was that when Phil Spencer went on, oh my God, I remember talking to him. Shout out to Cal, God rest his soul. And he passed away, I think a year or so ago, but he did the Tick podcast, and I remember talking to him when he got Phil Spencer on, like one of the first podcasts to get Phil Spencer on. And I remember him saying, they were saying how pissed off Major Nelson was at them. That even when Tick Podcast, shout out to them, like, what's left of the Tick Network thing. But man, when they went to PAX, like, when they went to E3 and stuff, like Major Nelson like cold shouldered them because he was ticked off that like they got that first interview, because it was one of the big interviews, if you remember, like one of the first ones Phil did when he came into the position and really like speaking about what his plans were. Not the intro that Major Nelson did with him, but actually the things where sort of like talking about how to fix things. And he went on the Tick podcast first over Major Nelson's podcast, and Major Nelson gave him a cold shoulder, man. He didn't like to be filmed. Like, if you had a camera, like, he would say, put that thing away. Like, I don't want to be filmed. Like, he was really strange. Like, I met him at PAX a couple of times, just taking up one picture with him. But, like, when I first got to PAX, like in 2000, and the first PAX that he went to, 2010, that was the first one that I saw him at, and I took a picture with him, and that was it. And then all the other ones, like, he would just like show up at PAX, do his thing, and leave. Like, he didn't want to. It was really weird. Like, and yeah. But hey, he's leaving now. Colt Eastwood's taking his place. But yeah, great. He just tweeted us out at 2:00. But it's just, looking at it, you got to go, like, what is Xbox anymore? What is it? Where he's going into radio or podcasting. Maybe he'll turn up his own channel, like sort of like a David Jaffe or something like that. Maybe he'll do his own channel or something else. Like, I know he always mentioned, like, that they like media and podcasting and all the other stuff, radio show. Maybe he got a gig at a radio show or something like that. I don't know. But he'd probably go into that, like podcasting, maybe doing his own thing, just not affiliated with Microsoft anymore and having to talk about that stuff. Who knows? Man, he could make, if he made some, I don't think so, but man, if he started a channel and we'll talk about the dirt on Microsoft, man, he will make millions as a radio host. He'll live his dream if he comes and does a show and just like, yeah, I'll tell you about all the things that went on in Microsoft and all the decisions, like, that he will instantly blow up. Yeah, he doesn't really. He's really just a news guy, Jeeves. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I can't believe it. Just happened at 2. So, like, it wasn't even a thing I was going to discuss, but geez, like, remember they just sent, maybe he's pissed off. They sent them to Mexico. Remember? They sent, you go XM Radio, Buck Roger, you go to XM Radio. Remember they sent Major Nelson to Mexico for the tattoos. They sent them to Mexico City. That's right, Aaron. Xbox has all the news. They're leaving. People are leaving. The government's after them. How can Xbox not be in the news? Hell, they're not in the news for goddamn games. I'll tell you that, Aaron. Goddamn, if they're in the news for some games, it'll be something to talk about, man. But they're freaking in the news for everything but games. They're in the news for the governments are coming after them. People are watching litigations. People are watching the Congress interrogations of Lena Khan. It's wild out there. It's wild. And Major Nelson's leaving. An era. A fan, an ultimate fan is leaving Microsoft. The media influencer. The head honcho himself. But they got all the other robots and bots out there. They don't need Major Nelson anymore. They got AI bots. They don't need it anymore.
Cold pop.
Ain't
nobody got time for that.
They got it. They're watching BBC right now. They don't need Major Nelson. His podcast was good dry too, man. They were just so, yeah. I would see like the views and stuff on their podcast. He had that thing with Inside Xbox. That was his thing, and they took that away after that monthly updates and just people just saying this sucks. But yo, right, Brian M? The Xbox podcast discussed Phil Spencer wearing high heels. No, the Xbox podcast. That is a good one. That's what he should do. And just talk about like, yo, hey, man, this is like a disgruntled employee podcast. Oh, man. He would take off. Disgruntled. He'll be like, you know what, guys, starting it off.
You have me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
But yeah, maybe he didn't like getting shipped down to Mexico. Everybody was partying in L.A., right in Major Nelson's backyard. And Phil Spencer's like, Major Nelson, you're heading to Mexico right now. And he's like, what? They're like, yep, Major, we're sending you to Mexico. They're going to be giving out tattoos down there. And you're gonna supervise the tattoos. Maybe. I don't know. But maybe he didn't like going there. Well, he's there. That's it. The end of an era, man. It's over. Crazy, man. I never thought I thought he would live it all out, man. White glove service and all.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
Good luck to him. It's over. End of an era. A reveal all book. No, he's probably under so much stuff, man. It's crazy. Keep those gloves. Let's see if I could pull up a video to honor the end of days for Major Nelson. Let's see what we get. Let's see, we'll do let's see. Nelson unboxing. What did he do? Here it is. Here it is, guys. The Project Scorpio unboxing.
Nelson, I'm really excited to share this with you. This is the Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition that we are announcing today and will be available for pre-order today as well. Now, I have these special white gloves which are going to allow me to dig in and do an unboxing, but I want to show you the box first because this is beautiful. This is the beautiful packaging which leans into the heritage of Xbox. Here we see the Xbox green. For those fans that have been with us for a while, they're going to notice the X on the front. Kind of looks like the original Xbox, doesn't it? Of course, earlier this year, we announced original Xbox coming to Back and Pat, and here you can kind of see it hinted in this Xbox One X Super Limited Edition packaging. So what do you say we jump into it?
Oh, boy! There's a real
Let's take a look
OG
at what we
Mickey
have in the
Mouse.
box. Of course, we have trial for Game Pass, and Xbox Live Gold will be included. In this box over here, you'll find the stand, which I've already got attached. This box over here, we're going to include the controller. Batteries are included. A high-speed 4K-capable HDMI cable. And then we have the console, but not just any console. This is the world's most powerful console. 4K
Wait, what was that?
gaming, 6 teraflops. This thing, as you know,
OG Mickey
is
Mouse
a beast.
gloves.
Look at the front. Look at this beautiful graphic design. We have the Xbox screen on both the console as well as the controller. Project Scorpio Edition.
You just made the list.
All right, now we get a good shot at this. Let me spin it around here so you can see the beautiful, beautiful design on the front, the precision. And the dots is kind of a gradient
That's his
all the way
name, man.
down.
Spreading
Again,
down the-
heritage
He's got
showing
the
the power.
OG
This is
Mickey
the
Mouse
world's
glove.
most powerful console.
Oh,
and you need a design to show that off, and that's what the Project Scorpio Edition does.
He said it
You can see
again.
right here. Look how beautiful it is. And here we have the controller.
think.
You can see it says Project Scorpio
Yo, just to think that this thing
on the front. Of course,
this thing only lasted 2.5 years. And then they killed it.
Xbox screen is there, which is great to see for folks that know the Xbox screen with these beautiful
Xbox
premium
screen.
buttons. Now, I also want to point out that all your existing Xbox One controllers will work perfectly with Xbox One X, and of course, the Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition. Isn't it beautiful? All right, let's turn it around and take a look at the ports back here. Of course, if you have an Xbox One S, you'll already recognize the ports. They're in precisely the same order as your Xbox One S, so you can drop this into your home entertainment system, unplug it from the Xbox One S, plug it into the Xbox One X. We're gonna make it easy to move all your content over.
So
and you're gonna be ready to go.
easy.
What's really cool is we have some design touches back here
Oh,
as well.
design touches. Hold
You'll
on,
notice
we gotta
that
see
the
these.
HDMI out has a little bump on it, so you know when you're feeling back there, you know exactly what port to plug it into.
Oh, damn, ports.
Everything is exactly the same. It's going to be very, very familiar. And that's a look at the Xbox One X.
Excellent. That was one of Major Nelson's call to arms. Did he do one?
I've been living with.
Did they send? Oh. They retired him for the Series X, dude. They let a bunch of content creators
It's just
do it.
because.
Okay. I was going for Halo. Is that not for you?
They replaced Major
Layer
Nelson with these people.
underneath the main enclosure, and that's
Magnets!
what obviously
They replaced Major Nelson for these dudes. What else did he do? Oh, yeah, he unboxed this one.
Hi, it's Larry Hryb, Xbox Live.
Yes,
Major
it's
Nelson.
OG
Here it
one.
is. The moment you've been waiting for. Unboxing of Xbox One. Let's
You
see
don't
what's
have the
in the box.
gloves,
This
though.
is what it looks like. It's gorgeous. Turn it around here. You can see everything that's in the box. Nah, I'm not going to show you there. We're going to break into this
He's
bad
leaving
boy
Microsoft, Aaron.
right
That's
now.
what we're doing.
First thing you
We're
notice
just
right
showing
up
this
top is
to honor Major
we
Nelson in
have
the years of his
the
service.
Kinect sensor.
You should
There's
respect
this,
it,
beautiful
Aaron.
Little sensor. I'm going to pop that down here.
Look at the size of that Connect.
See that right there?
He didn't do
Talk
a
about
Series
each one of
X
these
one.
items in a minute.
Interesting. They replaced
Next
them.
up, we have, of course, headset. Ooh, it's going to be beautiful. Following that, the controller itself. Put that here. Next up, we have a 4K rated HDMI cable. Some paperwork, including the manual. little Xbox One sticker. Over here we have the power cord. Here's the power brick.
Oh boy!
And then underneath we have
the 4K cable.
The beautiful console.
Where is it?
All wrapped up, waiting for you to take a look at it. Are you ready? Take a look at this. All right, I have everything laid out here on the table. Let's go through each item one by one. First up, we have some paperwork here, including your owner's manual, as well as a little sticker. And if you were lucky enough to get your hands on a Day 1 edition, this is where you'll find your code for your digital exclusive. Now over here, we have the Xbox One console, liquid black, beautiful.
Liquid black, they called it?
It's a slot loading Blu-ray drive. Let me spin it around on the side here. You can see you've got a super speed USB 3.0 port, as well as a binding button to get your controller set up. And then on the back, we have the ports. From left to right, we have the power port. We have the HDMI output to your television, followed by the SPDIF or optical audio out. Then we have HDMI in, which is from your satellite or cable box. Next to that, we have 2 USB 3 super speed ports. Next to that is Connect. Now, Connect is an IR blaster, so you can use that, or if your system requires it, you can use an IR out port, and that's this guy right here. Next to that is a gigabit Ethernet port, followed by a Kensington security lock. And inside, we have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, an 8-core x86 processor, and wireless networking connectivity all on board. Next up, we have an HDMI cable. Now, this is a 4K capable HDMI cable that we're including in the box.
Ooh!
Also, we have, of course, the power supply. Next, we have the Xbox One.
Yo, that 4K cable. See, they had a 4K cable with the OG Xbox. It couldn't even hit 1080p. It was hitting 900p, but it was a 4K cable. Thanks for the cable. Overcompromised.
Also, we have, of course, the power supply.
Oh, man.
Next, we have the Xbox One controller with over 40 improvements. We have a newly designed D-pad. We have impulse triggers on the back here, which are going to change the way you game. And then, of course, you can see this is the special Day 1 edition, which has a logo there and a
Brutus, this is incredible. What a package.
Hot. Next, we have the Kinect sensor, which has improved gesture and voice control, a greater field of view, so it will work in almost any room, and 1080p video for Skype. And both the Day 1 and standard editions of the console include this mono chat headset. Improved comfort, inline audio controls, and improved audio quality for in-game chat. One more thing I haven't shown you, the on-off switch. We've done something pretty cool here. I'll see you Gamescom.
Roll! 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 Roll!
Oh, man. Shout out to Major Nelson for all his years of service of unboxing Xboxes. JX Gamer with the 20. Yo, thank you, man. He goes, devs being fired, no pay raises. Meanwhile, executives getting free dinners and concerts, making games worse and more expensive. Great jobs, Xbox. You played yourselves. Call of Duty will die and still blame Sony. What clowns. Well, thank you very much. That is a lot in there. And yeah, I think some of that stuff is true, man. Yeah, we've seen the executives. Thank you for the super chat. You know, executives complaining, saying, hey, well, you're begging and arguing and fighting governments left and right to beg them to spend $70 billion, and meanwhile you're laying off people in the same day. It'd be nice if you could just build your internal teams and use some of that money that way, rather than, you know, begging and fighting tooth and nail. People talking about taxpayer dollars. Oh, the FTC challenge, taxpayer dollars. How much money is Microsoft wasting for this acquisition to keep things the same? That's what we're going to talk about. My God. But anyway, this Major Nelson news came out of the blue. He's leaving. He's gone. So that's why I wanted to show, and it was he even did one on Inside Xbox, just like kind of going down memory lane of Major Nelson. Here's another great classic from Major Nelson, setting up the Xbox One console with former employee Albert Pinello. You know, the guy that says it just works and the Series S was going to beat everybody. Man,
Hi, it's Larry Hryb, Xbox Live.
He was in some classic videos.
I'm here with Albert Pinello from the Xbox marketing team to talk about Xbox One and setting it up. It's really easy, and we're here today to show you a little bit about how to do it and get through it and maybe answer some questions for you, right, Albert?
Sounds good.
Start a belief out there that these HDMI cables are all the same, but in fact, that's not true.
There
are cables that are high-speed rated cables for 4K, and we have included a 4K rated HDMI cable in every Xbox, the original Xbox One S and Xbox One X. So if
you hear that, 4K cables were included with 2 consoles that couldn't even run 1080p. There we go.
Particularly if you're hooking up to a 4K TV, we suggest we use the cable that comes with the console or a high-speed rated cable.
Well, it's also important to point out that if you look along the back of the Xbox One S and the back of the Xbox One X, the cable, the ports are in identical locations.
We do know that people will be upgrading from an Xbox One S to an Xbox One X. If you're doing that, you probably already have your console set up in your entertainment center, in your living room or your bedroom somewhere. And in that case, all you really have to do is remove and replace. Whatever you have connected, just take it out, connect it up to the new console, your cables, everything works.
We talked about the power and the HDMI. We've also got some USB ports and a audio outback here. Let's talk about those.
In both the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X support USB 3.0. USB 3.0 is required for external hard drives, which we'll talk about a little bit later. We also have a port dedicated in
back if you want to go wired, right?
Correct. Yeah, we support both. For people that are upgrading, we have many mechanisms to speed that process up. If you're coming from an Xbox One S to an Xbox One X, we support transfer through the network. You can re-download everything.
Oh my goodness.
If you have any questions, if you're not sure if there's something else in your system in the way, I will always suggest that people connect it directly to the TV
one
for
more
their first setup.
Come on, Major Nelson,
or to troubleshoot.
We got another one. This is your day. This is your day. Did he do this one? We did that one. Here he is. Here is Major Nelson launching the Xbox One S. What a celebration, everybody. What a memory lane. This is an impromptu thing. What a memory lane. Whoa. What did he... Wait a second. You mean that these people were not excited prior to the cameras rolling until Major Nelson told them to pretend you're hyped? Wow. That sounds like Twitter every goddamn day. Holy crap. Look at this. Everybody was quiet until Major Nelson told them to hype it up. There we go. Because they're hyped. Oh, move that water bottle.
On sale now. You guys ready?
Woo! Oh man, he's kissing ladies. Oh man. Oh my god. Whoa. I thought Major Nelson was grabbing somebody to give him a kiss. Holy shit. I was like, what the? I thought Major Nelson was so excited that he was gonna just grab somebody out of the crowd and kiss him. Let's see that again. Oh my god. I thought he was gonna grab somebody and kiss him.
Hi, Cindy. Where are you from? What brings you out here? To win an Xbox One. Now, do you have an Xbox now? You do. What are you playing? That's cool. How many hours do you have? Like 130 or 40? Too much. Too many hours. All right. Well, you know, that plays ball out there. Plays all the games. Anyway,
it plays all the games.
We're doing this unboxing here. Somebody here is going to win this brand new console. Now, if you're sitting at home on Facebook Live, you're like, well,
Facebook Live. This is behind the scenes.
Just go over to my blog at majornelson.com. I'm giving one of these puppies away. So, but here's what's fucking special for the people here at the Santa Monica, or excuse me, the Microsoft store here in LA. We're also going to give away this guy. This is a 4K Ultra HD.
Whoa! Why are we giving out 4K Ultra for a 900p series? Oh, yes. Do you remember? Remember that the One S was supposed to be like upscaled 4K? They were giving out Samsung TV. Remember? They took that away after, they realized that, this console wasn't doing that. They just said it was just for 4K movies and apps. But they were selling 4K TVs to think that you're going to game in 4K. And guess what, grinders? They sold me. Guess what? I bought this thing, and I bought 2 Samsung TVs because I thought it was going to look better, and it didn't. Oh, man, I told you that story before. That was the marketing. They got me.
Awesome. So what do you say we get to the unboxing? Now, I need someone to help me and hold the microphone.
Oh, man. Mickey needs somebody. Woo! There we go.
Celine. Okay, can you hold the microphone up to you? You gonna be able to reach me? All right. Celine's
Get the camera out of the way. Major Nelson's crew.
Because, do you see this, Celine? It's all sealed up, isn't it? Yeah, she says yeah. Okay, here we go.
Let's see Major Nelson. Where's his gloves?
Can we get a close-up of this? There we go. This is everything that's inside. So you're going to get a free 14 days of Xbox Live. This here is the stand that comes with the 2 terabyte version. Only comes with the 2 terabyte. You buy it separately, but it comes with the 2 terabyte
Only
version.
comes with the 2 terabyte version. Had the stand in it. Only the 2 terabyte. You can buy it separately though. You gotta buy the 2 terabyte.
All right.
I did get hit with that phone nest bug, Roger. Smacked me up the side.
Pull this out. Now in here is your controller. Is over here. This guy. What about the Xbox? Do you like the 360? Thank you very much.
Major Nelson, take care of those kids.
He is not the chamber's endorsement. All right, so we're going to open this up here.
The kids have questions.
So let's go ahead and open this up.
Oh, what happened? He dropped something? Wait, what?
This.
Wait, why did they clap? What happened?
There we go. And that is your Xbox One S.
Woo! This was his job, man. They didn't make him open up the Series X, so maybe they were tired.
You can see all the control.
What a great
interview with an HDR expert on my podcast later.
He has an HDR expert on his podcast. They will be introducing them. Wow. What a Did he do this one? Yeah, he did. Did he do this with gloves? He had Scorpio with the gloves. And then again, just to wrap up the end of the Major Nelson era, I think there is no other place to wrap this up than when one of his biggest accomplishments ever, when he got on a plane.
Thank you for.
And flew out to Boogie's house to tell him to buy an Xbox.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
We can never forget this.
Boogie 2988 coming at you live once again.
Never forget about this. True Virgil, you don't remember. He remembers this.
Anything like this. We have a special guest here in the studio. Normally we do like the Google Plus Hangout stuff. But this is the one and only Major Nelson.
Boogie, how are you, man?
We can never forget this
I've had
classic.
an awesome day, thanks to you.
It's been awesome. Thank you for inviting me. This is actually your home. People think this is a studio. This is really your home.
This is
Came to his house.
My home. Of course, you've seen it all up and down. What do you think? Nice place?
It's palatial. Are we gonna go in the pool later?
Hit the pool. You gotta be careful though, because the polar bear he's pretty sensitive this time of year.
Understood.
He's really getting antsy.
Understood.
But as long as you avoid the polar bear, you don't get shot at. You're gonna be fine. Just get right
Came
in the pool,
to the man's house.
But today we had an opportunity to mess around with the
Xbox One.
The only.
He came to check your doors.
This is why I'm here. I flew all the way across country.
Now, why do we do this? We did this because I've been a bit of a what you would call an opponent. This summer.
Check your doors and maybe make your notes out there.
That I might have even damaged your company's reputation. But now
damaged the company's reputation.
At the end of the day, I'm what I like to call a Pokemon gamer. I like to
crammed on screen.
I want to play every exclusive. I want to own every system. And fortunately, thanks to my job, I get the opportunity to do that. Especially with your generosity today, given the opportunity to bring in an Xbox One. Let me sit down, try the system.
Hand carried it across the country. Right. By the way, it's my first time to your lovely state.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's beautiful.
This dude loves food like nobody else. So he comes in and he's like, "Let's go to Waffle House." Last night, Chick-fil-A. Do you guys have fresh custard? This dude, you need to leave Seattle.
He flew the Xbox to this man's house. How can you remember?
In this neighborhood?
We can never forget Major Nelson for all that you've
Look
done.
at what it did to me.
Check your doors. Check your rings. Check your Google rings. Major Nelson may be at your door.
My illustrious history with the Xbox product.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people think I'm not a fan. You know from looking at my Xbox Live account, if you have, that I'm a fan. I've been playing since.
He grew to this man's house.
Right.
Which is more than a lot of people can say.
So, Again, at the end of the day, it's a lot of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
And you got that, and you got it enough to where you hand carried all the way from Seattle on your bare feet.
Yep.
This Xbox One for me to try.
Fits in the overhead just fine.
And I gotta tell you, I was blown away.
He loves it now.
It's exactly what you build it to be. Now, that's something we absolutely have to talk about.
Yeah.
And people.
This is what people said. Jim Ryan's not doing this for you. Major Nelson visiting people at their house to tell them to buy a console, giving it to them.
Get mad at me if I softball shit to you. So
Okay.
we're not going to softball
Let's
anything to you. This summer, I was upset.
Very angry.
Noticeably upset.
Yeah.
I was upset at some of the decisions.
He
And I was
was
upset because you were upset.
mad.
Right.
Okay.
And that's, I think, the first time we tweeted.
That's right.
Was right after my big, oh, fuck you,
Right.
Larry, I'm going to kill your family. You know.
Oh my God. Man.
And why were we all upset?
Right.
We're upset about some of the decisions you made when it came to the next generation level box.
Yeah, we
Things
put it
were not-
when we put it in there. I mean, we set it up in your living room, and you sat down and you said Xbox on.
Yep.
And within like 13 seconds, it powered on.
Yep.
Recognized you.
Said, hi, you fat fucker.
Signed you in. I don't think so. Signed you in, and you were ready to go.
And we were
right
ready to
back
go.
into your game.
And I couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and he was dancing with Connect.
I mean, I actually this is one of the reasons I was so excited when you guys called. I wanted to have you in my home.
Yeah, we called you months ago.
Yeah, you called me months ago.
Yeah.
We've been in talk for months.
Yeah, and I said when the team was working with you, they said, yeah, hey, do you want to go to Arkansas? I said absolutely. I said I want to come down.
You invited me to Seattle.
Yeah.
To come see you and also come here.
Yeah.
And I you guys knew I couldn't come to Seattle.
To be honest with you, I did check to make sure that there was custard and Chick-fil-A around.
That's smart.
Okay, just
they didn't want to fly him to Seattle, so they made you know it's cheaper to fly your ass.
Genuinely apologize. You know, I come out as, and I mean this.
Please don't tell me
the whole
this.
Team, I hope they see this video eventually. Yeah. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
I'm a stand-up comic. This is what I do. I give.
All right, enough of this commercial. But we remember Major Nelson's in those days. And now, after all those contributions, hand-delivering Xbox to people's doorsteps to get the social media, you see how... Actually, if you watch this and you see this stuff, this is the beginning of what we're here today. This is what they realized to do. Like, this is like, guys, we need the YouTubers. We need the social medias. We need the people to go play Redfall, cover up that it sucks, and hype it up until we release the game and everybody finds out that it sucks. Let's make sure we get all those influencers. Let's wine and dine them, take them out, do what we can do. This was the beginning of it. The access, the starting of influencing people to get people, hey, I'm going to give this to you. Don't talk bad about me. Xbox is great. Go do your YouTubes. That's the beginning of it. And you've seen where we've come. 10 years later, you've seen what they've done. They don't even need Major Nelson anymore now. They got their own Major Nelsons. They got all, you could count them on your hands, all of them. All those YouTubers, they got them all. They don't need Major Nelson now as a social media influencer. All these people have overlapped him. And I bet you cheaper than how much he is. They don't need him as a social media influencer. And he's gone. But you see, that was the start. Using Major Nelson to get out there to influence. Now you see why there are people playing Redfall before everything. Or you see why the hands-on. You see. You see the cap and the care packages. All this, that's what they do. More for, hey, let's give these people, you know how much? We send out a bunch of 50 controls that take $30 for us to make. Let's send them out to a whole bunch of people. Know how much marketing we'll get if we just send it to a bunch of people that cap for it, love our headphones. And there you go. And the origin of the 3 C's. There you go, Buck Roger. It's the origin of the 3 C's. There it is. But that's the start of it. But Major Nelson, salute to you. You've done a lot for podcasting and Xbox. And you know what? It's a shame that, you got to go. But hopefully wish you luck on a lot of things that you're doing. And, we'll see where he pops up next, everybody. But that was that just happened right now, 2:00. So thank you, for all that. But yeah, craziness. Crazy. But yeah, he's gone. Kyle on the internet. Yep, get him on there. So, wow, what a way to end a crazy, crazy week, right? So, I'm not going to sit here and do all this legal crap that's been going on with the FTC. What's up, gaming? With Jay, how you doing, man? You know, I'm not going to sit here and go through the Court of the Nine and all this other stuff. But right now, everybody's putting pressure on because July 18th is the day that this deal needs to go through without any penalties sent to or paying Activision $3 billion. So, right now, the FTC is doing everything it can because the big news on Tuesday, where everybody was dancing in the streets and celebrating, I think a bit prematurely, and I still don't understand for what, but they were celebrating that the judge in that trial that we would do that was going on between the FTC and Microsoft, the judge whose son, obviously, since we knew before, worked for Microsoft, ruled in favor of Microsoft and basically gave a whole bunch of stuff. And I think, frankly, she ignored a lot of things. Like, I think she made her what? Wait a second. Steve Orban, what's up, man? Coming on in. He goes, the narrative lead on Fable left today? No. Send me that link. Oh, damn. I didn't know that. And that's what I mean. Like, while people are sitting here going over legal documents and emails and seeing this stuff, Xbox is like, Redfall happened. Right? Redfall happened. Also, Starfield. Anybody? Apparently, some things showed of like the specs, and it's just go buy an AMD card. Like, I just don't get it. But everybody just is consumed. Like 800 people, this Floridian guy, like, all these people just reading this stuff. I'm in it to see all the hypocrisy that Microsoft had because, you know, a lot of things that I've said here and a lot of other people have said about the cloud not delivering. Nobody wants the cloud, and all these dudes with their strap-ons and their 5Gs and all this other stuff going, oh, yeah, like my phone and cloud is the future. Sony can't compete. The Azure cloud is all over the place. And then you read the judge's stuff and you see under oath Phil going, we didn't grow our marketing cloud. That's why now we're putting our games on everybody's cloud. You see that the stuff we said nobody wanted, they really don't want. And nobody could sit and go, you know what? I was wrong about cloud. Cloud is really not taking off the way I did on my channel 2 years ago. And I hyped the hell out of all these attachments, and everybody wants to play on a phone. And I was like, nobody wants to play on a phone. Oh, yes, they do. Sony just can't see it. They want them on a phone, streaming console games. And now you're seeing in these things. That's why I enjoy this stuff, looking at, like, seeing how Microsoft was like, yeah, no, that stuff doesn't work. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. And I said nobody wanted it because I'm a consumer. Nobody wanted it. And they didn't grow. That's why this whole venture into cloud and AI, it's never going to amount to shit. It's not. But this is why the judge ruled in favor of Microsoft. Reason one, her son works there. No, that's not what's on there. Microsoft made closed-door commitments to Sony, Nintendo, and Valve. So those deals, the deals that have escape clauses in them and was signed by Sarah Bond, who doesn't even make the exclusive negotiations, those lucrative deals satisfy that. Not the fact that they're just 10 years and not indefinite. The fact that they do have, like, hey, if this doesn't work out, we could do that. Nah. The Activision acquisition deal valuation model relies heavily on Call of Duty remaining on PlayStation. Another bogus thing. Microsoft said the same thing with Bethesda. Hey, it would not be beneficial for us to take these games off of other platforms. They said it. That's how the CMA approved it. They're like, oh, these games typically don't sell a lot, so why would we take them off of other... And what did they do? They took them all off. They left whatever was there, but anything new, they just never made it up on a competing platform. They just left it. They said only on Xbox. And I remember Phil saying specifically about Starfield, we will offset the sales that we would have gotten on the other competing platforms by PC. And actually, the news that came out said that they were expecting Starfield to sell 10 million before the acquisition of Bethesda. 10 million. Yep, the narrative lead for Fable left. Yeah. Don't you find weird that these people leave after they announce their game or show more of their game? Don't you think that's strange? On a side note to this whole legal thing. Don't you think that's strange? Like, after Drew Murray showed Perfect Dark CGI at the Game Awards, he left. After Hi-Fi Rush launches, Shinge leaves. And now they just showed a new updated trailer or CGI of Fable. And now the lead narrative person leaves. The narrative lead, the person creating the story, left. Don't you think it's strange? Like, how these games are not coming out, dude. And I'm going to tell you right now, these games that they announced, they're not coming out. You want to know why they're not? You want to know how I know that? Because Microsoft wouldn't be spending over $80-90 billion in buying publishers if these games are ready to go. Right? Hit the goddamn like button, because that's common sense right there. If Microsoft had all these games they announced the last couple of years ready to go, they wouldn't be spending $80 billion for publishers to fill in the gaps. All right? And I remember saying this, like, what would have Microsoft been without Bethesda right now? What would you be looking at? Forza? Call it a day. You would have had Forza for the entire year if they didn't buy Bethesda. $7 billion to get them.
My #1 customer.
Right? What would they have done? If they never bought Bethesda, what game would you be looking at right now? You want to know Microsoft games of what they own? What? It would have been Halo, Pentiment. That's if they bought somebody. They bought Obsidian. And that's it. And Forza Horizon. That's it. If these studios are ready to launch games, they wouldn't be spending $80 billion to buy games that are already in development. Annualized Call of Duty. So I'll tell you right now, those games are not ready. Fable, psh. Clockwork, yeah, Clockwork. Maybe they'll do that one. Hellblade 2, who the hell knows? Deep Dive, what? They're still adding content to Sea of Thieves. Shows you where Rare is, right, Jeeves? Shout out to JX Gaming. Thank you again for $10. He goes, Jez, the damage has already been done. Call of Duty won't save Xbox, and Activision will die. We're already having issues on their own anyway. Yes, JX Gaming, thank you. I will refer back to that super chat on my next point after I go through here. So, thank you for that Fable stuff. I didn't even know that stuff. Major Nelson leaving. Crazy, man, too. Mobile gaming's a big part of Microsoft's buyout. Mobile gaming. What about Gears Pop? Microsoft has tried mobile gaming. The fact that they own Call of Duty or those games, it's not going to fix the issue that's at hand. It was that Apple and Google were there. Microsoft still needs to leech onto them. They just want to slap their name on this stuff. That's what they want to do. They don't want to try anything new. They just want to buy what's already there and put their name on it and get the benefits of it without the development costs, without the creative vision, without paying all these people to make something new or to make something. They just want to buy something that's already established so that they can put their name on it and say it's ours now. That's their strategy now. Does that sound like a strategy of a company that wants to create new experiences for everybody? No. Does that sound like a strategy of somebody who wants to innovate? No. That sounds like somebody who wants to either get out and be on cruise control. And that's exactly what their strategy has been now. But she said the mobile gaming was big. Microsoft management testified under oath there's no plans to make Call of Duty exclusive. Uh-huh. You want Toolman wants that flute for Major Nelson? We'll do it at the end, Toolman. We'll do it at the end. And again, all about Call of Duty. And I think that was FTC's biggest problem. Like, using, they tried to pull in other things, but I think they just need to say, I just don't get, like, this. The fact is that they can, see, these are people who don't play games. They can inherently change the way Call of Duty is developed. They could change the whole outcome of Call of Duty by owning the whole ass publisher. They could control budget, staff allocations, everything. What studios will be working on Call of Duty. They can manipulate the entire game just to, quote, get a Call of Duty game out there annually. See, that's as a gamer looking at it. That's the concerns that I have as a Call of Duty player. And as you can see, shout out to Thrash. He's been going on a craziness, getting a whole bunch of people who are capping for all this stuff and don't even play it. And as somebody who plays Call of Duty, if Microsoft does purchase them and do this, I'll go back to JX Gaming's thing. It's just going to be par for the course, dude. It will be. And they'll probably use the Switch as an excuse why they can't innovate on Call of Duty. But it's not too great because Call of Duty needed a reboot, and I don't think Microsoft's the one that's going to really fix it because I don't think the ambition's there. They just want to let this train keep on rolling. They don't want to shake up the boat and, change Call of Duty drastically for what? They won't, because they got to make sure they get their money back. So I don't think and I always said from the beginning of this whole thing, the deal was going to go through. But there were going to be so many concessions being done that we would scratch our heads. Well, at least the people with brains would scratch their heads and go, why is this even happening? This deal is not even worth it. Because when it was first proposed, everybody thought Microsoft owns Call of Duty. They'll make a Call of Duty exclusive, put it in Game Pass, and Sony will now have nothing. That was the W. The W that they said. That was the W. A year and a half ago. And now you can see with all these legal stuff, all these under oaths and all this other stuff, Microsoft's going to have to figure out another way to make this work. Because I said, it's going to go through. Why? Because Microsoft, this is not, and I always said this as well, if you heard here, Microsoft, this is not a strategic purchase. This is not strategic. This is done out of desperation to stay relevant in a market that they want to change. They don't want to compete in the console space anymore because they lost. Instead, what they want to do is they want the consoles to be irrelevant so that they could be a third-party publisher and just have their name on everything. Now, everything that they're creating, nobody's choosing them. The Azure Cloud, half the revenue of Amazon Web Services. Azure Cloud is far behind in a low place. Game Pass, you're not getting those big third-party games in Game Pass. Where's your Hogwarts Legacy coming to Game Pass? Not even day and date, but even a few months later. Where's that? Street Fighter 6. Why are you getting Exoprimal instead of Street Fighter 6? Why didn't you get Resident Evil 4 in Game Pass instead of Exoprimal, which still doesn't have reviews? It launched today. It sucks. That's the thing that's in Game Pass. Not Street Fighter 6, not Resident Evil 4 from Capcom, no. Exoprimal. The service game. That sucks with 2 maps. No reviews out. It's available everywhere. Nope. That's what you get in Game Pass. Where's the big games in Game Pass? Where are they? Third party. Rockstar. Get your games in there. Oh, they just put GTA. They love Game Pass. GTA 5 has been out for a goddamn 2 decades. It goes into service, it comes out. That's not proof of a Game Pass being successful. That shows they're leveraging Game Pass for what it is. A dumping ground to make some more money and get some more goddamn promotion for old-ass games. So, nobody's choosing your services. Nobody wants to put your Hogwarts Legacy day and date in Game Pass. Nobody wants to spend millions of dollars making a game and putting it in your service. And if they do, they want you to pay for it. They want you to pay for the sales that they would lose because Game Pass cannibalizes sales. You said it yourself. So nobody's choosing you. So what do you got to do? Buy people so they choose you. Because now they have no other choice. Bethesda was putting all these games on PlayStation 5. They weren't choosing to put their games exclusively on Xbox. Hell, Sony was able to get 2 Bethesda games exclusive because Xbox sucked so bad. That was something Microsoft saw. They're like, dude, we can't leverage Sony with our consoles. Our consoles are low selling. We can't leverage that and put games exclusively on our platform. That's why they stopped doing it. That was in the courts. They couldn't compete at the console. Their console install base was everybody. Remember all those people that said sales don't matter? Yeah, Enrique, Exoprimal's out today. Remember sales don't matter? Remember all those major notes and wannabes? Sales don't matter? Remember? Oh, it's about engagement, not sales. Yeah, well, I always said on this channel, go back and watch videos from back. Sales do matter. Sales are market share. Sales are where developers are going to put their games first. I've always said that. When all these clowns are Colt Eastwoods and all these other idiots going on the sales don't matter anymore. Phil said it. You idiot. Go to Clown University. Sales do matter. Console sales, install base do matter. That's where games go first. That's the lead platform for development. That's why all your problems are because of that. Because your console is not the lead platform. That's why your X is not getting optimized. That's why. Nobody's choosing you. So, you got to go buy them. Bethesda was putting their games on PlayStation. They weren't going to make their games in Game Pass. Dude said it, Pete Hines, right in front of this judge. I wasn't putting my games on Xbox until they bought us. That's what he said. And I have to say, goggling True Virgil, if they have so many games in Game Pass, rotating so much month, then it should be enough to grow the subscription numbers to 50 million, right? True? Right? 50 million they should be at right now. Why haven't they updated since 25 million? Because guess what, dude? It's not growing. And you want to what? Remove those quality Herman nuts out of your mouth? All right, Drew, you ready? Because I'm going to tell you right now, here he is right here, telling you exactly what happened to Game Pass and why they're doing that. Let's hear. Where is it, Phil? Where are you? Right here.
Let's talk about Game Pass a little bit more, since that's a big bet for Microsoft. How many subscribers do we have now? And it does seem like a really good deal for the consumer, but what about the Microsoft investor? How is this a moneymaker for Microsoft?
Our last public number was 25 million subscribers that we've talked about.
We get an update?
Not right here. But
why? If it's such a great value, everybody's doing it.
Game Pass subscription, not expecting everybody's following the video game market, is available on gaming consoles and on personal computers. And you can subscribe in both places.
It's everywhere.
We're seeing incredible growth on PC. I think Satya in our earnings.
Oh.
Nadella in our earnings.
Then what's the numbers if it's growing so much?
130, 140% year-over-year growth on PC.
Oh, then tell us the numbers.
On console, I've seen growth slow down
on
Game Pass, mainly because at some point you've just reached everybody on console who wants to subscribe. And we don't see subscription, unlike some other forms of media that have really moved almost solely to a subscription business. Today, Game Pass as an overall part of our content and service revenue is probably 15%. I don't think it gets bigger than that. I think.
So what's so interesting is that if Game Pass is not going to get bigger than 15% and the console has stalled out and PC's where the growth is, then what the hell are they spending $70 billion on to put Call of Duty in Game Pass? If that's not a line of horse shit from Phil Spencer going like, dude.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Yeah, that's what he's saying. They suck. Game Pass is dried up. So they got to go spend billions of dollars now to put content in Game Pass because nobody's putting it in there. Because trust me, you look at the Switch. The Switch sold so much, people put games on it. If Game Pass was growing at an astronomical rate, people would be putting games on it, but they're not because it's not growing. Phil said it's not growing. He even said under oath that their cloud did not get the extra people that they needed because nobody wants to play on a 5-inch screen. They said it. That's the stuff that you should be listening to, but nobody wants to listen to that stuff during the court cases. Everybody wants to hear about Jim Ryan crying, and they want to hear about how the judge says they're favor of Microsoft. Nobody wants to hear how all the promises they hyped up on Twitter and their channels fell flat on their face, and it's not working. That's why this Call of Duty deal is a deal of desperation. That's why they will fight until the end of time. They're not walking away from this. They will proceed to let this deal go through without the CMA. Well, who cares about the FTC? They don't care. They want this deal through because this is what they need. And know what that tells me? They are not confident as all into the first-party studios that they have and those 30 studios that they have already. They're not confident in those studios to release things to move Game Pass numbers. So because of that, they got to go buy a Call of Duty to go put that shit in Game Pass because they are not going to do it with their own stuff. And I've said it from day one on this channel. Game Pass will live and die by Microsoft first-party games. And now we've seen it. And then look, we've seen it. Their first-party games can't hold a candle, and I'm not going to do shit for Game Pass. That's why they bought Bethesda. That's why they're buying Call of Duty and Activision, because they need that kind of names. They need that content in their services in order to leverage it. They're not going to do it with some bootleg Pentiments. They're not going to do it with some washed-up Fable and Perfect Dark that's getting perfect help from Crystal Dynamics. They're not going to do it with those games. Halo couldn't do it. If Halo couldn't do it, nobody's going to do it. And that's what I've said from day goddamn one. I've said that from day one. My shit's been the same statements every single year on this channel. I told you. Their first party can't do it. And then they buy Bethesda for $7 billion, and look what you got. People forget about Redfall. Nobody's playing it. You forget? You forget how bad Redfall was. Was Arcane better under Microsoft's supervision? Was Arcane better? Because guess what? That game was announced as a one more thing on Microsoft Showcase. That wasn't in development years before. It may have, but it wasn't announced by Bethesda at all. It was announced as a one more thing, as a collaboration and owning Bethesda. I'm proud to present Redfall. And look how it came out. And tell me that they have the competence to run all this stuff. That's why this judge is doing this. The FTC, the government, all this other shit, I really don't care. They're gonna challenge it. They're gonna try to delay it. They're stalling out. But guess what? You can't stall out some company that has money and is desperate. They will just outweight you, FTC. This is going through. I said it from day one. Even when the CMA blocked it, I was surprised the CMA blocked it. But I said, this is a desperate rich company. Everybody's got a price. $1 Million Man style. They will proceed and do it and just strong arm the governments to get this deal through because this is all they got left. This is it. And I'm telling you, they can't run this shit. And I'm telling you, if this deal closes on Monday, that's why there's no hide. There's nothing here. I said this deal was going to go through. But I'm going to tell you this too, and tell me if I'm wrong. Monday, when this deal is closed, the next words out of everyone's mouth isn't going to be, I can't wait to play Call of Duty. Is it going to be, who's next? That's what the words are going to be. It's not going to be anything about Call of Duty. Call of Duty will not even get mentioned. Maybe when it's in Game Pass and it launches. The next words out of everybody's mouth when this deal closes will be, Who's next? And that's the issue. Who's next? It's not about the games. It's not about the Call of Duty. Call of Duty's coming. Call of Duty's been in services. Actually, you know what? You want to go to something? Let's go to some tapes here. Jesus. 7 months ago, and I could go even before this. 7 months ago, let's hear Mr. Grinds My Gears. Let's hear myself. Jez, Ryan McCaffrey, other people. Like, remember, if you go back to this video at this timestamp at 2:23, right before it, I was talking about how all the 3 C's, the clowns were coming out talking about, oh, well, if this deal don't go through, Microsoft's just going to buy people and just, like, use that money elsewhere. Remember? But listen to this, because this still stands true today. Satya, I tell you it's about choice. Guess what? All this stuff. Satya is like it's about choice. Well, Satya, I tell you it's about choice. Guess what? Activision has the choice right now, and they're not choosing Game Pass. That's a problem. They won't put their games in Game Pass. They're not choosing you. So what is this? It's about choice. Nothing. Oh, putting the old games in Game Pass. Well, you know what's hilarious is Activision's like, we never put our games in a service. Ever. We won't put our games in a service. Look at this. You want to see something? You remember this, everybody? Even Kodak said this on the stand to the judge. He would never put his stuff in a service. If I missed something like a benefit of this service, please put it in the chat. And I'll get to the super chats now. And PlayStation Plus given away that I still have today. So, was this $70 billion? This is my point. Was this a year of legislation? Was this a year of people crying? Did we sit here and talk about lawyers and read documents and have a 4-hour marathon session reading legal quotes? 7 months ago, this is. These games in PlayStation Plus. Link, do you recall that? I remember sitting in litigation meetings to get these games. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Put on my goddamn fucking My Cousin Vinny thing. I went in there. I was like, the two Utes. They told me I could Call of Duty and Game Pass if I read these legal documents. You mean you saw these games leaving the sack of suds through all these trees? These two Utes. Do you remember I was sitting in the law? I was sitting there. I was like, no, Your Honor, please. We didn't need any of this. They're innocent. Look at all these games. Skylark ran out of Sony headquarters. You sure? Be back. You're going to have 10 years of what? Old-ass Call of Duty games in the service? Sony was getting that already without a 10-year deal. Where was Microsoft? Black Ops 4 joined the PlayStation lineup in July of 2021. Who would have thought? Look, old Call of Duty games in the service. Is that what you're hyping up? Because we've been there and done that already. We did this already. Black Ops 3 came during E3 2018. We've been there, dude. What are you waiting for? We've been there already. Modern Warfare Remastered came to PlayStation Plus subscribers in 2019. You still waiting? Keep doing it. World War II came to PlayStation Plus for free. You get my point. And then on top of that, in the legal documents, come back to it. post-merger, Call of Duty could arrive on Game Pass in 2025. That's why I don't understand this. I don't understand the excitement for this at all. It's just Microsoft spending money and owning this stuff. I'm not excited for this. And even as an Xbox gamer, I don't understand why you would be excited for this. You think the annualized Call of Duty belongs in a subscription service? Maybe. Okay, fine. Put it in a subscription service. Now tell me, what does that Call of Duty game look like? Does it look like Halo Infinite? Does it look like Exo Primal? What does it look like? Is it so fleshed out with 3 huge game modes? Or are those modes separated out now? We don't know. We have no clue what Call of Duty will become. But I could tell you this. It's not going to be better. It's not going to be better. Back to what JX Gaming is saying. This is the ride out sunsetting of Call of Duty. Because Microsoft is not going to do anything to make it better. They already invested their money, $70 billion of it. They don't need to spend any more to make sure Call of Duty is the best seller. No, because they don't have to sell Call of Duty. Don't you understand? When they own it, they could just put it in Game Pass and they're getting 100% back from a purchase, from a subscription, from a DLC purchase, from microtransactions. Microsoft's getting it all. It all comes to them. There is no like, hey, we got to... That's why Sony is like, shit, we got to sell the game in order to make money on the game. If we're not selling this game, then Call of Duty's dead to us. So my concern with Call of Duty is not Microsoft making money. My thing is that the way they're going to treat it is going to probably lead to it's just fading out. Like, it just not being like that. And I even think, like, see what Brian M is saying too? Like, I think they will use Call of Duty as a way, as a platform to throw in their bullshit. To throw in, to test case in-game advertising. To test what does episodic games like, what does episodic seasons look like, or episodic campaign look like. Because they could do that kind of shit with a Call of Duty. Because a Call of Duty already has the name. They're not going to start up a brand new game, a new franchise, and say, let's experiment with it. No. What's up, Jose? How you doing, man? All that booty. Yeah. Right? What are they going to do with it? And Jose knows, and he sees the demise of Halo. I blame what Microsoft's new leadership and new vision has done what it's done to Halo, and it will do what it's done to Call of Duty. It has done this to Crackdown. It has done this to Gears. These games are falling off faster than ever when they're accessible to more and more people. Make it make sense. Somebody explain to me. I know you go around saying more people to play our games is the success. But then look at the engagement and it drops right the hell off. Wow, how? Why does it take forever to find a game in Halo when it's free to play on everything? Clouds, everything. Why do all these quote-unquote influencers who hype up cloud and everywhere and everybody, I could play my game wherever I want, have such low gameplay numbers in hours of a game? The game is available to you everywhere. You could play Redfall. You could play Halo on a phone, your computer, on an iPad, everywhere. You could play Halo everywhere. Why don't you have high numbers in these games? Game Pass gives you cloud. If you're a proponent of Game Pass, why don't you have big gaming numbers, hours played when you have this game accessible? It's not just in front of your screen. Or is it all cap? Because you never were interested in playing it on the cloud. You were never interested in playing it streamed over to your computer. It was all cap, with all you strapping on goddamn things to your phone going, this works. Having 2 hours in a game when it's on the cloud and everywhere. It's accessible everywhere. There's no excuse not to play it. Phil made sure you could play it wherever you want. So why aren't you? And why are the people that have to sit right in front of a console with the PlayStation? Yeah, you could do remote play, but those are the people banking in hours. But the ones who have their games accessible everywhere seem to have lower hours of games. Options, everything everywhere. So why aren't people playing more and doing more when the games are everywhere? Because that's all I heard. Put it on everything. Put Call of Duty on a Switch. More people to play. Woohoo! Trust me, if grubby-ass Activision saw a benefit of making Call of Duty on a Switch, that shit would have been there. They would have strapped on the goddamn mobile version of Call of Duty to port it over to the Switch if it made money. But they realize nobody wants to play Call of Duty on a Switch. That's a fad. Nobody wants that. That'll last probably 6 months. And nobody will come back to it. And that will be a venture for 10 years. You see Major Nelson leaving. You see the Fable person leave. Get ready. When this deal is closed, while everybody's asking who's next, we're going to be seeing goodbye Activision from top talent, from studios. You're going to see, yeah, it's been great here at Activision. Thank you very much. Because guess what, everybody? Those 10-year deals that the judge agreed upon, all those 10-year deals that she was hyping up, she didn't find it a little questionable or perturbing that Activision wasn't even consulted in how they're going to make that happen. Microsoft made all these promises. Reason number one. But Activision wasn't even consulted about it. Codex said that on the stand as well. There was no issue with that they're making deals when they don't even own the franchises, own the games. They're making promises that they're going to put Call of Duty on all these things. Who's paying for that development time to put it on a Switch? You think that just happens magically? It just works? Todd Howard's in there with his Uber jacket. You think that just works? No, it doesn't. That takes development time. That's the reason why they're not doing it now. And that's why they would never consider doing it. Because it takes too much time and not enough get back. It takes too much development time. I'm paying you $100, $500. It's going to be $10,000 to put the game over to the Switch, and we sell about 100 copies. We don't make money on it, so don't put it on a Switch. What's up, Alfonso? Yeah, exactly. That's why. But Microsoft said, no, they're putting it there. Why? Did Microsoft want to put it there day one? Was that the reason why? Grinders, is that the reason why they bought the company? You think they bought Activision, and then the next tweet was Phil said, hey, Bowser at Nintendo, I can't wait to put Call of Duty on a Nintendo Switch because that's where it belongs. Is that what happened a year and a half ago? Am I missing some facts? Am I missing something? Did Phil Spencer, when he said, when he called Sony and said, he talked to Jim Ryan,
you're my number one customer.
Did Phil Spencer then tweet out Nintendo saying we want our major purpose of buying this is to put Call of Duty on the Switch? Did he also email NVIDIA and say, NVIDIA, we're buying Call of Duty because we want to renew the licensing to put it on your cloud? Is that what Phil said? Because, one of the things that came up, what I said right here, angry at Sony for a game that is not important. And I'm here to tell you all of this. Hear what I had to say 7 months ago. It grinds my gears. Tell me if it gives you an answer now. You're playing great games on God of War. J-Dub said it. Link said it. It's about competition, and it's about competition, the right competition. making a game, be inspired by God of War to make your, quote, God of War. You should see the quality. They commented. And this is another thing. How do you accept this? More legal document stuff. Where is it? Activision stock fell after the report that the FCC could block Microsoft. Not to mention the legalities of going into... I missed that part there, but one of the things is how does this benefit us? And they still haven't said how it benefits us. They say they could put it on more places, but at what cost? Are they going to come up with excuses going, we want to put it on Switch, but we can't? They are going to have a big responsibility on their hands with this deal. They're going to have all of Activision, all this IP. So I see everybody getting ready for that day that it closes and putting up Crash Bandicoot with Banjo and all this other stuff. And it's like, really? 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 They've been sitting on the Rare IP for forever. They sat on Voodoo Vince for a decade. You think Microsoft really wants to do more with this? This is when people think that they're buying this stuff to be stronger. They're not. They're buying this stuff to cash out. And that's the God honest truth. This is not a reinvigoration of Xbox, a comeback story. This is not that. This is not a comeback story for Xbox. Hell, Major Nelson leaving. 20 years. If he thought Xbox was there, he would probably be staying. This is not a comeback story for Xbox. This is, let's cash out and ride out the sunset of the next future of gaming. That's what this is. Them not coming out with a Series X, a Series X mid-year refresh, mid-recycle refresh, doubling down on the S. They want cheap-ass gaming and have their name slapped on every billboard, like goddamn a Vegas Strip. And they make money on all the electricity. That's their story. They're not here to change, to make things better, to do stuff. Hell, Phil's been talking about quality for goddamn 4 years, and he proceeded to release Halo and Redfall. And tell me how that, as a gamer, doesn't just grind your gears. Shaking hands, taking pictures. Phil, you heard us. You tweet us. Phil, what's it like over there? And he tweets at you. He likes your thing. I'm going to do better, guys. Trust me. And then here comes Halo. After a year delay. I'm sorry about the delay. I'm sorry about Craig. I'm sorry. Gutted the whole goddamn 343. Gutted. Bonnie, Joseph Staten, all left. Gone. Kiki Wolf kill. All of them. The bald dude. They're all gone. Gutted the whole goddamn company. Gears releases. Rod Ferguson, it's his baby. They brought him in for Gears. He leaves after Gears 5. Gone. They're gutted the whole company. And Halo now is just whatever. Seasonality, it's a joke. It's a comical. And then Redfall, come on. Does this look like a company that's making strategic moves? Does this look like a company that knows what the hell they're doing? No. So you know what? Take Activision like you wanted to. Cash out and run it into the ground. You'll probably get a couple of years left of Call of Duty before people are going to go, yo, what's coming next to Call of Duty? And Microsoft's going to be like, I don't know. Well, that's Kodak's job. That's Activision.
Now, whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
Welcome, Vincent, to the Grindhouse. But yeah, insane. So right now we're in a waiting period right now with this stuff. The CMA now is waiting to extend the deal to look at some special reasons with this. It's up, King, man. Shout out to you, man. I saw you bringing up all those people that don't even play these games and they cap for it. It's ridiculous. It's all fake Twitter stuff. And now the CMA, and apparently one of the things that was being spoken about was that they're going to possibly Microsoft's going to sell off their cloud thing to a European company so that Microsoft won't run the cloud in the UK. That sounds like what the offer was possibly going on there. They need some time. We'll see what happens with it, but that's the legal stuff. But I just can't get into all this trash with all this legal stuff. I wanted to see, look at this. This is just insane, all this stuff that's going on. But I think this is pretty interesting because finally somebody in the media, and here it is. They're all here. They're all here. Here it is. Where is it? They're all in this thing. It's all there. Here there comes the circus. Here it comes. Because somebody asked a legit question. And then the circus comes to town. I don't know where all my circus thing is. So at least somebody asked a question. Andy McNamara. This guy... I understand why the merger is good for Xbox's portfolio and Activision shareholders. But I'm surprised how vested players are in this deal. How does this deal benefit the players and the industry? Or does it not? Would love to hear some perspectives that remove brand loyalty bias. Right? Well, here they come. He just said the 3-ring... Here comes your 3-ring circus, D-Batch. Let's hear. Ed Thresh, I gave you some good other names to look up. D-Batch. As a Game Pass subscriber, I want games within the service. Secondly, Sony had no right to try and block it. Goddamn clown. They have the most exclusives. Whose fault is that? They pay third-party devs not to have games appear on Xbox. Oh, how was Tomb Raider? Were you complaining about Tomb Raider when Phil Spencer came out in Gamescom and said Tomb Raider is only on Xbox? I'm sure D-Batch was really pissed off. He was standing out in front with a goddamn sign. Tomb Raider can't be only on. Yeah, I'm sure he was. Then cry that Microsoft does the same. Yet Microsoft won't. Wow. Did you read the dude's last sentence? D-Batch, the Canadian con man? I would love to hear some perspectives that remove brand loyalty bias. First comment, 305 likes. Is the stupidest one of all of them. It's Sony that's exclusives, we don't. Who's crying now? D-Biatch. Really? D-Biatch. That's your name. It's D-Biatch. Because you're the one that's crying now. Sony is blocking it. We just want it. What? D-Biatch. Get the goddamn Canadian con man. Get the hell out of here with your clownery. He still goes on. Somebody take away this dude's check mark. He's tweeting too much. He's like, Microsoft said they won't offer them a... So, dude... You want Microsoft to take it away. But then you're okay with them offering a 10-year deal for everybody. What is it, D-Biatch? What is it? Do you want them to take it away? To say, we got you, Jim Ryan, by the nutsack? Or do you want them to put it everywhere? What side of the road is it? What side of the Canadian border is it right here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Dibiatch? What are we doing here? You want them to take it away for your service, but you're okay to put it everywhere else. What is it? You want everybody to have it, but not Sony. Got it. All right, well, you didn't follow the dude's instructions. But he clarifies. He goes, some pointed out to say this is not brand loyalty, but they play on PC too. Get the hell out of here with your goddamn PC. They're like, you know, it's so funny because I think Xbox uses PC, not as the PC itself, but as politically correct. It's like, you really, really want Xbox to win. Xbox the brand. You know, the thing that Major Nelson used to run. The Xbox the brand. You want that to run, right? But then you just say, well, PC too, to try to look like you care about other people. Bullshit. We know it. Red Saurus. Let's see how this guy can't be biased at all. He's saying everywhere, everybody plays, we all win, right? Let's see his description. Oh, there he is. Fun-loving, culture, Xbox, PC, and PSN. Oh, okay. Let's put all of them in there. Okay. But he retweets Game Pass tracker. Oh, the Xbox with Cliffy B. Oh, yeah. But you play everywhere. I play everywhere. No bias here. It benefits more gamers, it says. It brings true parity of content. And reduces annual launches. So this guy's happy for the deal, so he gets less Call of Duties. I cannot play the clown music loud enough for this goddamn 3-ring circus! Step right up. This is the bearded lady. Let's have the deal go through so I play less Call of Duties. It's bad for Sony. Game Pass, Andy, because Tim Dog loves his Game Pass. He loves it. Red Dragon comes in saying that they rent more games instead of buying them, so this is not great. I think this guy, Dan O, goes, it's mostly good for Xbox gamers, to lesser degree PC gamers, likely bad for PlayStation gamers. Let me tell you something, Game Pass bums. That's right, Virtual Dan. This is bad for everybody. This is bad for everybody. I cannot be any clearer at all. This is bad for everybody. Call of Duty will be reduced. Call of Duty will be dehydrated because it's going in a service. This is the first time ever. Call of Duty will be destined, no pun on Cookie Monster himself, Destin Liguri. This will be destined for a service. So a game for a service will be built accordingly. That's what will happen. This game will be built accordingly for a service. Hell, it's already built for a service. They'll just tack on the $70 price and say, here is some more service. This is what it is. It's bad. It's bad for everybody. You want to know why it's good for Goggling True Virgil? You want to know why Goggling True Virgil? Get the quality nuts out of your face. True Virgil, you're getting it. Here it is. True Virgil, get them out of your mouth. I know Herman's nuts are quality. Get them out.
Number one customer.
You want to know why it's not bad for Xbox? Why? Explain why. Because guess what? You don't give a goddamn shit what happens to Call of Duty because you're not even playing Call of Duty at all. So you don't give a shit what happens to Call of Duty, and stop pretending you do. Because now you could sample it and be part of the 5-minute crew to play, click on the game, call engagement numbers, and go on Twitter and say, I tried it. That's why. Because guess what? It doesn't require you to pay $70 to play a game, $100 for the pre-order edition. You don't need to deal with any of that shit now, because for the low price, or maybe increased price of $17.99 now, oops, still over $300 for the year, you get to try out Call of Duty and say, me too. That's the problem. See, all these people, and that's what Thrash was doing today, all these people that pretend to give a shit for Twitter check marks, they don't give a shit. That's why you don't care. That's why it's good for you, because you're like, hey, because I could tell you something else. I bet we go back to all these clowns' Twitters before the Activision deal was done 3 years ago, and let's see all you clowns talking about Call of Duty. Oh, it's the same shit. Oh, Call of Duty skins exclusive. Oh, I'm not playing that trash. I'm not Call of Duty again. That's exactly why, because I don't remember Call of Duty even in you guys' mouths before this Activision deal was even proposed. Call of Duty wasn't even in your tongue, in your mouth. It wasn't even there. It wasn't until Phil Spencer trotted his ass over to ass-grabbing Activision and said, oh, let's buy you. Now all of a sudden Call of Duty, just like Bethesda games. I hate Bethesda games. Oh, now I try them out on Game Pass. That's why. Because you don't like Bethesda games, now you don't have to buy them. That's the thing. They're putting in their stuff that you don't even give a shit about. This is what makes no sense to you Game Pass clowns. Don't you want something in the service that you actually give a shit about? Instead, you want stuff in the service that you wouldn't even buy regularly, but you could try it. Who's the loser now? Who's the loser now? That's you, dude. It bothers me and the grinders in here. The reason why is because that means franchises that we like, franchises that we want to be better and to demonstrate the power of our consoles, of our PCs. The ambition is lost because now they're giving it to you suckers in a subscription. And the game will be built accordingly, knowing that you suckers will try it for 5 minutes. And what does that do for the rest of us? The gamers that actually game. That's why this sucks for everybody. And Microsoft has yet to prove me wrong. Hell, they go out there saying we suck.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true.
Not true. If you build great games, it will turn things around. Well, then where's the inspiration to build great games then? Where's the inspiration to make Call of Duty better than anything else? When all you do is just click on a little goddamn icon, download it, say me too, and then go jerk off on Twitter. That's the problem. And while you jerking off, celebrating this goddamn Call of Duty, Microsoft is making money, the clownery that you care about, that they're making money, so you're happy. I don't understand that. Nobody's playing Call of Duty. Drops off. Look at your Halo. While you're celebrating, Phil's winning awards, bitch. Don't you think why I do this stuff? It show the mockery of this thing. Where this guy is being celebrated while his franchise that created the box that made you an Xbox fan is destroyed. Nobody's playing Halo. But you're celebrating this man, going out, loving him. He's so right. He knows the future. Dude, all he has done is given you coal and promised you presents. So I don't understand your logic, but guess what? You are the walking L. You are.
You just made the list.
And what pisses me off is that the shit that I like is now getting affected. Just like Halo pissed me the hell off. Now Call of Duty, and a franchise that I buy every goddamn year, I got to now hold my breath and make sure Microsoft don't fuck it up. That pisses me off now. Because they haven't shown that they have done anything. Instead of Goldfinger, they've been hitting Shitfinger. Everything they touch has turned to shit and feels sorry.
Just focused more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really lay into the reality of our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race.
You're not winning shit. You suck.
Oh, no. We suck.
And now all of us that play Call of Duty have to wait to see what is the Game Pass version of Call of Duty, because that's what we're going to be getting. That's right, RPG. Because now, like I said before, you want to destroy everything that I liked about Xbox. I've come to terms with it. You're just driving it into the ground. It's comedy right now. But now when you are now going out there and pissing and shitting on all the neighbors' yards, and you're coming to my yard now when I moved on, and now you're coming after the games that I play and say, no, the game that you buy $70 or you pay every year, the quality you come to expect, yeah, we're going to just buy the company and now it's our Game Pass fodder. No. Stop shitting on my lawn. Stop coming to the neighbor's lawn and messing us up. We are eating fine. Don't go buying up the industry. And like I said, after this deal closes, it's never going to be about Call of Duty. It's not going to be about anything of Activision because we are done with it. It's going to be who's next. They're going to be saying, oh, now that this deal went through, let them go buy Sega. Let them go buy EA. Let's go buy Ubisoft. Let them go buy all this stuff. They want to, like dirty ass Booty said, coming right out of his asshole. He wants to spend Sony out of business. Quote that son of a bitch, dirty ass Booty. Spend them out of business. That's what he wants to do. Shout out to Rob Wands for giving out the gifted grinders. Weezard, welcome to the VIP Grindhouse. Billy Akira, welcome to the VIP Grindhouse. Billy and Weezard. Shout out to GameX. JX Gaming 78, Jez, Xbox aren't gamers. They're Twitterloids and evangelist cultists. Yo, they don't know what the hell's going on, JX. Thank you again for the super chat. They don't know what the hell's going on. That's why they run to this Florian clown. Goddamn 3-ring circus, big red nose. This guy making money on all these Xbox guys with his Twitter spaces and his website blog and shit. Dude, he's milking them dry. He milking them dry over there, that Florian guy coming out of there because he loves the deal. He milking them dry, dude. And these clowns, these lemmings, walking over there, listening to this guy. They don't even know. They like the tweet, and then below they go, explain this to me. What does this mean? What does this mean, Florian? Tell me. What does this mean? The dude's making bank on your asses, taking your time up while you're sitting there going, oh, Starfield looks great to me. I saw just enough for Starfield. I don't need any more. Game of the year. I'm so hyped for it, but I don't want to see any more of it now. Right? What happened? Everybody saw enough of Starfield. It's done. We saw enough. Everybody saw enough. We're good. Just a good 15, 20 minutes of gameplay and then Todd Howard's jacket. We're good. We're done. $70 confirmed. We all good now? That's it. We saw enough. 27 years to make the goddamn game. We saw 15 minutes. We're good? We're done? Oh, here come the PC specs. Tell me how this game's going to run. This looks like a goddamn infomercial. What the hell is this? We good? While you're jerking around with Florian and talking about legality documents and looking about what Phil ate for dinner. Look at this. What's this? A legendary experience. Buy a Radeon 7090-100. No compromise 4K gamers who want the best Starfield. What the hell does that mean? We definitely did. We saw enough of Spider-Man. I don't want to see any more Spider-Man. You're right. We're good with that. Epic experience. But Starfield. Epic hours. I'm gonna be gone for hours. We saw enough. Epic experience, 1400p. Ideal for hardcore 1440p widescreen gamers. Buy a 7700. What kind of PC specs are this? Heroic experience, 1080p. Oh, that's heroic. Perfect entry specs. What is this? Meanwhile, while this is coming out there, not one Xbox person talking about it. Yeah, I know. I covered that in the beginning, Thrash, Major Nelson. We had a whole segment of him visiting Boogie. But after this, nobody talking about this. But wait. But Ratchet and Clank came out. You know, what PC people expect, and everybody's like, oh, look. An SSD is recommended. It's not required. Sony lied. We got them. I guess PC dudes love minimum specs of 720, 30 frames per second. Very low graphics settings. A 960. Aren't these all PC dudes rocking 4090s? What the hell are they looking at the minimum column for? Why do they care so much? You rocking 960s? If you're doing it, I got a 980 Ti I could sell you. You gaming master class. But at least look at this breakdown of what's required and what's this. Those are specs. Oh, but you don't need a hard drive, Sony. You don't need it for the portals. All right. All the dudes that had a problem with this on PC, I needed to have a message sent out to you. I want to see, please stream the game at minimum specs, please, and let's go, because that's how you're going to play the game. I want to see you running on a basic hard drive at 720p, 30 frames a second, very low settings, and I would like you to stream the game on your channel and have a great time with it and beat it in that, because you're so concerned with the minimum specs on PC. Listen, they got Hellblade running on a Switch. Any game could run on anything. It's just, is it worth the time for the return in investment? And 2 years ago, this game wasn't even on. 4 years ago, this game wasn't even on a PC. Okay? We had to wait a year for the SSD to upgrade into PlayStation 5 because the SSDs that were for external memory didn't exist yet. So 4 years ago, 3 years ago, Ratchet & Clank wasn't on a PC to compare. So let's talk 4 years later and talk about another company working on it to optimize it for all availability, because you remember, aren't you the same people that say games should be everywhere? Well, this is what you do. They're making sure that everybody could play. Here you go. So for little Timmy that don't have a hard drive or an SSD, he could play too. We got to remember little Timmy and the minimum specs. Remember? You got to care about little Timmy, because the more people to play. Yeah, that's right, Rat. Beat it. Don't just run a goddamn tech demo. Don't just run a friggin' spec test. No, play the game at minimum specs since you're so concerned about it. But listen, did Sony lie? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? All I know is I beat the game. Game was incredible. Almost platinumed it. And I got to play it 4 years ago. All right? So, you want to wait to play it at 720, 30 frames with a regular hard drive in 2023? Enjoy. But I already played it. It's old news. It's already in our services and whatever. It's done. On sale. Like, it is what it is. But to say Sony lied 4 years ago, you want to know what? I'm sure there was marketing. I'm sure only available on Play. Just like Final Fantasy 16. Oh, we only could do this on Play. Dude, that is marketing. Stop acting stupid. It is. But guess what? It's nowhere else. So, suck it. Like, what are you going to do? You just don't like exclusives. Yes, everything can run on a PC. It can. You done now? You put the lotion away? I told you the facts right now. PC gamers, everything can run on a PC. Hell, these games are built on PCs, all right? So every game, even the console people saying, oh, only on the PlayStation. Yeah, it's only on PlayStation. But guess what? It can run on a PC, all right? So put the lotion away. You're good. Everything can run on a PC, all right? But chill the hell out. I want to see how many people playing it at 720p, 30 frames. When they but that's not a problem, right? Because Starfield is 30 frames. We all good with 30 frames all of a sudden, right? We good. We good with 30 frames, right? We destroyed Redfall, but Starfield's good at 30 frames. But anyway, that came up as well on the thing. And with that, grinders, comes the end of a gaming bite. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Hit that like button. Share it out. I'll be back with a vengeance, grinders. He got retired. Yeah, shout out to Major Nelson. Pour one out for him. We'll play him his departing song for Major Nelson. Shout out to him of the OG Mickey Mouse gloves. Oh, boy.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
Shout out the Falute song for Major Nelson. Moving on to better pastures. White gloves while retired. They're meant for Phil Ness now when he signs those asses at FanFest. Oh boy! Major Nelson realized the white gloves are meant for the real Mickey Mouse. That is Phil Ness Mouse. Don't worry, hit on the replay. Grinders, hit that like button. And again, Game Pass kills everything. We don't know what's going to do to Call of Duty. We'll find out. But here we go. Outro, please.
Oh, and Psychonauts 2. New games are coming fast. 12 minutes and Hades. And they're all on Game Pass. Some of them are like El Requiem. What to play first?